First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. It's the day before Thanksgiving, 2024. Wow.
Hard to believe.
And let's go to Willie Waffle, who's on the line right now. The man, Willie. Good morning, Willie Waffle.
Well, good morning. Yes, it's the day before the greatest holiday in all the land, my people. Okay, listen, you know me. I love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is like Christmas without the stress and the heartache, okay?
It is true.
We get to sit down, have a big fat meal, eat until we pass out, and watch some football. Dear God, is there anything more American?
Is there a better day? I don't know that there is. And, for the most part, all the craziness of, I got to leave dinner so I can get out there and get the big deals, that's kind of dissipated. That was a thing,
that's gone.
But it seems to be gone now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, and that's the way modern society has gone.
Yeah.
I mean, we just don't go shopping very much. I mean, it's so much easier to get online and order things and get it shipped to us. I mean, we don't have to fight those crowds, and the retailers have figured that out. They've started putting all their Black Friday deals online too, and just we move along. I'm with you. I remember the '80s when there would be stampedes and people would get injured and die. It was crazy.
Death by way of a flat screen TV or a Cabbage Patch.
Cabbage Patch. That was
big screen TV or Cabbage Patch doll ain't worth it.
Tickle me Elmo.
Tickle me Elmo.
Tickle me Elmo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to me, Willie. I'm going to tell you something. These online outfits, these online stores, I'm telling you right now, are taking advantage of a new phenomena called drunk buying.
Come Thursday night.
It is a real thing. People get drinking. They then take out their computer, their iPad, their phone, their laptop, and they begin fumbling through Amazon Prime. I think we need this. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, they're buying crap. They know it. And they're actually playing upon you. They know what these people are doing. So beware of drunk buying.
Love it.
Yep, it could be really, really bad.
It's good for the bottom line, though.
It is. It keeps them making money. There's no doubt about it. Okay, let us talk about the weekend. This traditionally is a very big weekend at the movies. What are we looking at here going into Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Wicked already set tons of records over the weekend. One of the biggest openings of the year. Gladiator 2 is doing very well. You're going to see that kind of extending into the holiday weekend. But, there's this little company called Disney, which is out there, and they have decided that they're going to place their foot right into the middle of Thanksgiving, and they are bringing out the big guns, people. The movie that was kind of a surprise. I mean, they kind of sprung this on people a little bit out of nowhere, earlier in the year. It is a follow-up to Moana, which turns out is one of the biggest streaming titles on all of Disney Plus, and it is time for Moana 2. They're back, baby.
Oh, God.
What do you think of Moana 2?
Well, I mean, listen, remember the first one had that great song, You're Welcome? Well, the big song here should be It's All About the Benjamins. I mean, it's not a bad movie, but, man, this just feels like we're getting this together because we know we can make a ton of money.
Yeah.
So, little Moana is back on the island, and, she's already gone on her big adventure. You think that she's had the adventure of a lifetime, but oh, no. She wants another one. She wants to meet people from other islands now that she knows there's this big, great world out there. But there's a mean, mean god called Nalo who placed a curse on the island. They're not allowed to see people from other islands. So she's going off to fight the god, to take it over and unite everybody again.
It sounds like it's extremely dramatic. What do you think on this?
Well, I think that what you've got here, there's a lot of rehashing. I think that, it's more of an action movie than I think the first movie. The first movie, I think, worked so well because it was a buddy movie. And it was a movie about this young girl finding herself and gaining all this strength and overcoming all this fear. Well, she's already done all that. We know she could overcome all that. So this one is more, let's just give you a bunch of action scenes as they're floating out there in the ocean and they're running into all these creatures, which frankly look really cool. And they have some cool battles with them. And it's interesting as she kind of makes her way to the big showdown. But, the comedy is just okay. The action is okay. The songs are just okay. These aren't written by Lin-Manuel Miranda like the last movie was. So these people kind of sound like remember the old band John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band?
Yes.
They would sound like Springsteen. So everybody's like, well, they're kind of like Springsteen. That's what these songs are like. They're kind of like Lin-Manuel Miranda. Okay, we'll kind of enjoy it. I'm at 2.5 waffles.
Okay.
Right.
So might be worth. Is this good for kids?
Yeah,
if you want
the kids are going to love it.
Yeah. Kids love this stuff. I mean, it's rated PG. There's nothing too crazy and wild. I mean, it could get a little scary sometimes with the action, but I don't think scary enough to cause nightmares and make you regret taking the kid. I hope.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
Now that I've said that, someone's going to call in next week.
Yeah.
Willie, let me tell you what happened when my kid saw Moana 2.
Well, here's the thing. You better like it because, with these Disney movies, they end up getting played over and over and over again.
And I think the kids' threshold today when it comes to what's scary is a little different than it used to be.
Oh, I agree. But, and Andrew, I think you just hit on the reason why they're making a Moana 2. The original Moana was like the top streaming movie on Disney like 3 or 4 years in a row. I mean, it's massively successful, massively loved, and that's why they're rolling this out. And they're going to roll out a live-action version of Moana as well at some point.
Nice.
Okay, there's money to be made. You'll see it on Broadway soon.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I've been wondering about this Apple TV Plus movie. Is it a movie or a series? It's a movie, right?
Yeah, this is a movie.
I see them pushing this. I want to hit it to watch it, but it's a commitment. What do you think of Blitz?
Yeah, Blitz, a good 2-hour-long World War II movie. And just again, I'm always amazed at all the stories that we still get today that come from World War II. And this one is so compelling and so dramatic. I mean, you've got, it's 1940 in London. And if you know your history, 1940 in London is the worst time ever to live in London. The German Blitz is on. Yeah. They're bombing the city every night. I mean, England may lose the war. I mean, that's how bad things are at this point. And so, you've got young Saoirse Ronan. She's this widowed mother. She's living there. She's got her little kid. I think he's about 10 years old. And what's happening is a lot of the children are being sent away from London. They're being sent to the English countryside for safety because, London is it's going badly. And to kind of save the children and get them away from the horror that is the everyday living in London, they're sending them off to the countryside. And she's been fighting it and finally decides it's time to send her kid. But her kid decides he wants to head back home to see his mother. He wants to be with her. So it's this horrible, almost odyssey through heck, as this kid is trying to find his way back to the city, find his mother, and along the way we're seeing what's going on in London. The way people are acting, the hiding out in the tube shelters, right? The subway shelters. People who have lost everything, lost their homes, living in these shanty towns, these makeshift shanty towns, and just the humanity and the danger all around as this kid is just making his way through England and through London. I think you get a nice little story about, all the women who are working in the factories supporting the war efforts. I think you see that battle that had to be waged to really open the subway stations as bomb shelters. I'm at 3.5 waffles.
Wow, some good movies out.
Massive.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm such a huge fan of Saoirse Ronan. I think everything she does is amazing. And even the little kid in here, God, I'm losing his name. Elliot Heffernan. Elliot Heffernan is pretty good. But the big surprise for me, because I'm a big 80s music fan, and I hope other people are just excited as I am. the grandfather is played by Paul Weller from The Jam.
Oh, wow.
Quite a reference there.
There's a little, that's exciting. Okay. So you love this.
Thank you for selling that. Oh, yep, that is very exciting, Willie.
We're almost as excited as you are.
Almost.
And it's on Apple TV Plus, which you can get on any of your, if you have Roku or whatever, you can download it there. So.
Oh, yeah. And I just subscribe, and I literally log in through a browser because I don't have an Apple phone, so I don't think I can get their app. But, hey, I'll just log in the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
2005 that way.
You can make it work. And then Conan O'Brien hosting the Oscars. That ought to be pretty good, I would assume.
I think so. I mean, I like Conan a lot. I think it's the no-win situation when it comes to gigs. I mean, you could go the Ricky Gervais way and completely obliterate all of Hollywood and make everybody at home laugh, but make all sorts of enemies in Hollywood. Or you can overly suck up to them, which doesn't make it a great show. I think Conan can kind of go in between. I think he can find the right tone there. I mean, he's hosted the Emmys before. He's done other things. And frankly, at this point, he might be of the attitude of, I've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
If this doesn't go well, who cares? And
I agree.
Go for it.
Yeah. And the key to it is picking on the right people in Hollywood. So, all right, Willie, listen, enjoy Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful holiday, and we'll talk to you again a week from Friday.
All right, talk to you next week.
All right, thanks so much.
Happy Thanksgiving.
There he is, Willie Waffle. Got a break. News is coming up next.